How do you feel about tattoos?
I personally feel that tattoos are more of a personal choice. Some people like them, some don't. I love them. My mom has a tattoo. It's of a butterfly on her back. It has all our family names on it.
I mean, I don't really feel one way or the other about them. It's subjective to the person who wants to get them. You know, it's all up to the individual. It's about individualizing yourself in a way. So that's kind of how I feel about it. It's individual choice and it's an expression of individuality, even though there are repeating tattoos and things like that.
Yeah.
It's, you know, it's supposed to be art. Art's expression is individualism, so on and so forth, etc., etc.
I love tattoos, honestly. I think they're a really fun way to express yourself.
It's an expression of the individual, so I think when people get tattoos, they do it to express part of themselves, maybe a piece of their life or a struggle that they went through, or they just get it because they think it looks cool. So because a tattoo can affect your life in many different ways, even though, you know, because people will look at that expression of you and, you know, you're putting yourself literally out on your skin, and that expression of yourself might not always be viewed as, from another person's perspective, healthy. So portraying yourself outwardly like that, you know, versus internalizing things sometimes isn't for the better. And so the hothead kid who gets a tattoo really young, and he might not think in too deep to it, might be making a mistake. Or not. But, you know, so yes, it's individualizing yourself, but it's not necessarily expressing yourself in the healthiest of ways that might be beneficial to you.
This one, I wouldn't get, and I don't particularly like it, but it catches my eye because I feel like this is kind of the bad side that people see to tattoos a lot, is when you get a random saying that doesn't really mean anything, and then generally the older generation's like, oh, what was the point of that?
Yeah, that's the reason why they're like these young kids.
And putting addicted as a tattoo on your hand is just like, what kind of person is this?
So if I look at a tattoo on you, and it's, say, a religious tattoo, and I'm an atheist, like I just said, I think it looks stupid. However, I look at another tattoo that's very artistic, and, you know, it's really a work of art, and I say, oh my gosh, that's really interesting. So I don't know that it varies from person to person more as from tattoo to tattoo. And then you judge the person on that tattoo. It might provoke you to ask some questions. Why do you get that on your arm? Why do you have that on your arm? Tattoos get a bad stigma because you'll never be able to see in that tattoo what the person sees God in themselves. They didn't put that tattoo on their skin for you. They put it for themselves. Right, they did it for themselves. They inked themselves. They didn't put ink on your skin.
Oh, now I can really understand that one because my own tattoo is based off for family reasons. My mom used to read me a book when I was little, maybe known as like the Bunny or the Kangaroo book. It has a quote in there saying, "I love you to the moon and back," and it just represents my childhood and my family and how no matter what, I'll always love them. Real lazy. Man, this is just really not looking good on tattoos. Like, these are the tattoos that people look at and go, I don't think I want to hire you.
Yeah. Yeah, you think they think about it.
Now, I understand this one because a really big trend when it comes to tattoos is getting certain phrases. So putting something like "have hope," like, that's understandable. Because a lot of them quotes and mean different things to different people, and it can change people's lives sometimes. So being able to implement that permanently on your body is really important to some people. It shows a marker in their life, something that changed them.
I like this one. Because, like, I don't know, it has a similar message to mine, so, like, I can get the, I can relate, you know? It's a quote from Hercules, which, one of my favorite movies growing up, and it's I Can Go the Distance.
I love that song.
And and it's basically just saying that, like, no matter what happens, as long as I, like, keep working and keep going, that eventually I can get to where I need to be.
I in particular like the flowers that are on her hands. I guess it'd be more feminine in my case. I like how each finger has its own individual character on it, which I feel like is individually like certain parts of a personality is generally it.
Mhm.
Now, I wouldn't get doll face on my fingers, but I feel like that most likely means something to her, so that's probably something that'd be
Mhm.
cool to get.
I think I know why I was immediately drawn to that one. It's because it's the only one that you can see the like hand tattoos too.
Mhm.
Because I was drawn more to the hand tattoos. I didn't even notice the wording at first.
Yeah.
So I was like, ooh, those hand tattoos are cool. I love the like little details, like the little like bows and stuff like that. I think those are adorable. I've always liked those. And then the flowers are just really, really beautifully done.
Nowadays, people are more, especially us, we're more accepting of individual choices.
Yeah.
Like, say, putting ink on your body for your whole entire life. And I also noticed that even the older generations become more accepting of tattoos if they mean something. Too.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if it
Yeah,
has like
yeah.
a meaning to you, it's more like, oh, like I
That
understand,
makes
like,
sense.
you get it.
Yeah.
Like, that's a great thing to get.
To me, placement's like a very personal thing. Like, if you want something there, then get it there, you know? Like, if you want something on your fingers, get it on your fingers. Like, awesome, cool, more power to you. If you want something on your chest, get something on your chest. Cool, more power to you. Like, where you put a tattoo is a really personal thing, and like everyone has their own reason for why they get their tattoos where they do. So,
Yeah. For sure.
Where you get your tattoo is very important as well, because if you get into someplace that's really, really like noticeable, it goes into what was the tattoo and how noticeable is it. Like having something on your hands, like you're gonna see that no matter what because you use your hands daily. So if it's something like, you know, skulls and all that kind of stuff, people are gonna be like, what kind of person are you?
Yeah.
Like people judge based on that kind of stuff. Even though it can mean something very important to you and something very meaningful, but on just an eyesight basis, you're gonna think, oh, the person's probably a thug
Yeah.
or something like that, when it's not the case at all.
What do you think is the general consensus and outlook on tattoos, whether it's like something that's divided between cultures or something that's divided between gender or sexuality or age? Like, what do you think?
I feel like a lot. Like, I feel like some of it does have to do with age. Obviously, it doesn't apply to everyone because you can't make statements about everyone all the time because it's generalizations are the greatest thing. But a lot of times it is like older people will come up and they'll make the comments and they'll say this, that, or the other. And I think it's just because it wasn't as common before. And now it's becoming a little bit more common, but it's still really stigmatized. And I think that might just be like a generational thing, because it's not what people are used to. I think it's just like a difference in upbringing, honestly, because like, and I feel like this goes for everyone. And if you're raised in a generation and your parents are very like, this, like, stick to this, and this is the normal, and whenever anyone veers from the normal, it's obviously gonna be kind of a thing, you know?
Yeah.
Like, people don't like different, and people don't like change very much. So, I think it's just one of those things that, like, they're getting used to this different idea and different way of expressing yourself that they're not used to seeing as much.
The older generation is still more strict about tattoos and whether you should have them or not. I feel recently, especially with our generations, we're way more accepting of tattoos. And it's more of a, oh, you have a tattoo, instead of being like, you have one? Like, why? Like, younger people are getting more accepting of it, which is nice to see. I think maybe it was because of past, I don't know, like, what you were supposed to do in the past. You were supposed to look really clean, like, you're supposed to be freshened up, all that kind of stuff.
I think it's a younger person's theme, although, you know, races and religions and groups of people have different reasons for tattoos. Tattoos could be a sign of manhood or something like that, you know, trials past, trials and tribulations, you know, marked on your skin to show your status, you know, stature, and whatever community you come from.
Some people think, like, I've talked to them before and I was like, they were asking about piercings and tattoos, and I was like, my body's a canvas. And they said, no, your body's a temple. And I said, no, my body's a canvas.
Yeah.
And I choose to do and express myself as I feel.